All right. All right. What is going on, family? It is another Wednesday. It is another Wednesday. It's another Women Who Rock Wednesday. It's another great day in the Johnny Foxtrot universe. In the Johnny Foxtrot family, every Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, we celebrate a little love for the women who rock in the world and the women who are just completely badass. You know, we don't like to discriminate around here. We got a great lineup for this evening. We have an absolute great lineup for this evening. We have a little bit of everything, a little bit of flair all over the place. A little bit of flair all over the place. This is the part of the show where I just kind of magically talk to myself. Magically talk to myself while everybody else, like, you know, they wander in very slowly. We'll send out a message to the chat. We'll send out a message and say, hey everybody, we're here. I am live and lonely. Indeed, I'm lonely right now. We don't have any viewers. We're going to just sit here and babble to ourselves. Babble on a Wednesday evening. It's so lonely in the chat right now that I feel like something has happened in the world and maybe I just have missed it. Does that make sense? Like, you know, that's kind of how it's feeling right now, because normally somebody has hopped up by now, but that is completely okay. There's a first time for everything, and we're going to get to it eventually. We have, again, a great lineup for today, and I'm going to babble. It's been a good Wednesday. I got to spend some time with my family today, so I got to see my nephew, so that's always fun. That is always fun. I didn't even send the message. There we go. I'm sure that people probably didn't get pings. I'm sure that we went live last night. I'm sure people are busy. We go live a lot, so that's totally fine. Again, I'm babbling. Again, I am babbling. What do I got heavy on my mind today? Live shows, supporting live music, I think has kind of been heavy on my mind today. My wife brought up a good point about that today, so I thought that was interesting, and like I said, got me at least thinking about things, for sure. To say the least. The least. But we have got a great lineup tonight. We are going to... Did I even press play? Still have not sent it. There we go. Now we got some viewers. Now we got a couple of viewers, man. I've been talking about how lonely it's been in here in the chat. Like, you know, normally somebody has popped up by now and made me feel like I'm missing something in the world. I'm like, is something happening that's not going on? I was like, man, we normally have a couple people on here on a Wednesday for Women Who Rock Wednesdays. I didn't put on any promo this week, which I'm pretty bad about that. I'm pretty bad about that kind of stuff. Hey, Rana, how are you doing, my friend? We might just move you up to the top of the list tonight since you were on here, and I know that your time is different. But you should notice that you are blue now. I meant to do that a long time ago, but I did not do that until I think this morning. I think is when I did it. So I found a spot where I was like, oh, perfect opportunity, perfect time to add you. So we might just jump right into Aurora and do that one first, because I got the lineup in here on the list, and because you're here, I might just want to do your first. So we have on the list for tonight, we have Wardruna and Aurora with Helvigen. I'm sure I'm pronouncing all of those things incorrectly. We have Spiritbox and Blessed Be on the list tonight. We have Lovebites, Swan Song. We have Kami-Koo. I'm not sure how to really say her name. With La La Land. We have Exterminated live at the Dakota Bar from The Warning. We have Kiki Rockwell. Same Old Energy. And I feel like I'm missing one. Am I missing one? Nope. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's everyone that I had. Okay, awesome. Steve, you are here as well. Okay, cool. We got people in the house tonight. So, all right. Rana, we're going to get into yours first. We are going to check out the first song we're going to check out on the list tonight. Let's see, where is it? Wardruna and Aurora. There we go. We'll pull that up. We'll put this in the right spot. That's the other problem I got going on, is this is not in the right spot. It should be down here. Put that right there. Cool. We'll get that going. Awesome. We got a few more people joining the chat. Welcome to another Women Who Rock Wednesday. And we got a great lineup tonight. Tonight we're going to start with Wardruna and Aurora and Helv again. Again, I put in the Discord. I put the live stream lineup in there. And sometimes I go in that order. Sometimes I don't. Because I can't move them around once I put them in there. I've had to unofficially basically make the decision to, like, yeah, we're not going to, it's not going to be by the letter of the law and the order of how it appears. So, Wardruna is a male singer. That's totally fine. We're here to check out Aurora. And, you know, sometimes the females are going to do some stuff with the fellas. So it's totally fine. We're not going to discriminate in that way. At the end of the day, we're kind of more or less checking out Aurora's song, our feature on there. So, and just with who she's doing another artist with. So I'm totally cool with the fact that we're adding a guy to the mix. I think we have that maybe somewhere else along the lines. Maybe not. Maybe not. Totally fine, though. Totally fine. Totally okay. Like Spiritbox, they're not a female-only band, but female-fronted band. So totally cool. So we don't discriminate that way. And I started getting into the habit of, I even released, like, you know, two guys videos today. So you know, I'm getting away from the idea of the Women Who Rock Wednesdays as being like a thing other than the live stream, if that makes sense. Like, we dedicate the live stream on the Wednesdays to that, but like the other videos that we're doing, I can't really promise that anymore, because I pretty much have Women Who Rock almost every day on the channel. So tying it to just Wednesday, I think, is more going to be specifically just for the live stream purposes. So I was mentioning on the Patreon earlier as well that I think we're going to do an independent artist stream next week as well. I need to... there's a few people that have brought up some documentaries, and I definitely need to, and I had already promised to get into the next Bandmade one this week, and I am planning on doing that one and having that one out in the next couple of days before I go down to Georgia. And I planned on probably doing maybe a couple more of those as well. So that was probably what my goal was, maybe to probably do tomorrow, if everything works out perfectly. So I'll probably check out an Angelina Jordan doc. I will probably check out definitely the Bandmade doc, and probably a couple more, maybe. But no promises. We shall see. Definitely Bandmade, though. Definitely Bandmade is coming. I've already talked about that, and it will be here for sure. I am glitching a little. Cool. All right, let me see if that is going to help it at all. I just want to make sure that we are all good on that end. If I keep staying up for these live streams, I may not be. Excuse me. All right, so let me go ahead and hit record here, so that way, and I'm going to test this out, because yesterday it did it for 2.5 minutes and then just randomly cut off. So we're going to give it some time while we still catch up with some people. Divya said that I think that she's not going to be able to make it tonight, so that is okay. Like I said, I know I'd be live streaming a lot now. Pretty much almost every time I'm recording stuff now, I'm going live to do it for the most part. At least that's how it's been for the last week or two. So I understand that people cannot make it each and every day. So it's totally okay. I don't expect everybody to drop everything each and every day to get on here and hang out with me. But I do appreciate the people who do have the availability and choose to spend it with us. So I always appreciate that. So I always happy to have anybody here hanging out with us each and almost every day now. It seems like we're hopping on live stream. So Don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. Like I said, I kind of got plans. I got to get ready all things for Georgia. I got to get things set up. I got a concert on Sunday I'm excited to go to. We're going to go see Dead Poet down in Atlanta, so I'm really stoked about that. So it is going to be another great show. It is going to be I don't want to misquote nothing now because I saw them a handful of times last year and a handful of times this year. So I think it's my second time this year seeing them. If not, maybe my third. So, yeah. Dead Poet's one of those ones where every time they come to town, we go. I talked about them before a few times. So, what is going on, Lost Hate? Since you are also in the group tonight, we might just jump straight into yours right after we get into Wardruna. I was trying to let people know that the Discord is not this is the specific order. It's more or less as I decide that it's going to happen, I'm going to put it in there. So don't necessarily depend on which order it's in there in order to happen on the live stream. So we're going to play that a little bit by ear, I think, day by day. We're going to start off with Wardruna and Aurora today. We're going to get the one male in the house kind of out of the way in that aspect. And then Lost Hate, Rob, I think we're going to jump into your reaction. I couldn't quite tell if it was for Halestorm or if it was for IFA. The links were kind of broken, but they were both kind of in there, and so I was trying to figure out which one exactly you were looking for. So if you could give me the clarification on that. I put the Halestorm one in there because I think that was the first one listed. So, but if you, it's your choice. It's your choice which one you'd rather have. So we will go with that. Lauren, I see you, my friend. We can probably get into, I know you're a big Warning fan. I know you're a big fan of the Warning, so we could probably do them third. That's probably around the time I was probably going to hit them anyway. Was probably what I was thinking, was probably around the middle of the stream. So let us go ahead and get into the first reaction of the night. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's get in. I'm sure I'm probably pronouncing Homeboy's name wrong too. So let me go ahead and take a minute and just shout out Monster Energy. They do not pay me to say this. One day they might notice. One day they might do the right thing. It does seem like I am still. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Bear with me. Cosmic, I see you. I've joined the party, my friend. It is always great to see you, Pixie. I don't know why sometimes I like to call you Cosmic. To me, you're Pixie, but sometimes you're Cosmic. So I don't know. Depends on the day of the week. It really depends on the day of the week. Wardruna is a band technically, and his name is Einar Selvik. I'm probably saying it wrong again. Sorry. I am but an American with an American's education, and I don't have a ton of friends or have met a ton of people with these kinds of names. So I do have some friends, but like, man, that they had to teach me how to properly say their names right. So, you know, it's nothing personal, and I wish I was better about it. But all right. So the first reaction we are going to get into tonight is going to be Wardruna and Aurora, and the song is called Helvegen. And it looks like it's a live performance. So I would imagine the fact that Aurora is doing anything that this band is probably pretty good and pretty magnificent. So I'm very excited to check this out today. Let me make sure that my sound is actually in my headphones. It is not. So let me fix that before we actually get this thing rocking and we check this thing out. What is going on, Buck, my friend? Bear with me 1 second, everybody. All right, that should fix that. You guys should have been already being able to change for you, and we're going to start it over. Go ahead and check it out.
Ska 'Scall. 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 'Sc
off the rip, it is pretty just powerful and moving. I'm wondering if it has like English translations. It totally does. I'm wondering if I should start this over, like on the real for real. I'm seeing that people are saying I'm somewhat buffering again. Hey, from I did go on to the day. Really good cover up again. Gotcha. Not okay. Johnny is buffering for me. I'm trying to translation. I know it all. Wow. Wow. So much. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep the translations back on and we're going to start this one over because I got a little distracted. Wanted to make sure that everything was okay. We're going to start it over and we're going to rock it back. Because now I'm going to keep the closed captions on so that way I can make sure I can hear it. Want to make sure you guys can actually hear me too well. I don't want to be too close to the mic. All right, let's try this again. Wasn't prepared with another example. I think of another just great vocalist in someone like Aurora that just really knows how to entrance you into a song. And like I think that the overall like just like the way that her voice sounds, then the way that his voice sounds, and just the overall like this the mood of the music it's a very like a meditative like state like it kind of like puts you into. And it makes me feel like this is like a very like historic like song, if that makes any sense. Like a song that was like a very like much of like of a very specific group of people. And I don't want to like assume things, and I hate to just like equate it to like just to say it something as simple as like Vikings, because I don't think it's just quite as easy as saying that. And I don't want to be wrong about it, but it really makes me feel like it's like something like of that kind of like nature and quality, where like I feel like this song, like I don't even know if like it doesn't feel like they wrote it, if that makes sense. But if they did, like that's actually like super cool that you're able to write something like this today that sounds like it's been a song that's been sung for thousands of years, if that makes any sense. So I don't really know what to say about this song other than that that's kind of how it's making me feel. Like it's just very like moving, and it just makes you kind of like feel like to believe in something like kind of bigger than yourself a little bit. So yeah, it's translating really well to me. I love the fact that like I think that it's kind of like a universal language amongst like the entire world that the idea of like death has been tied to the idea of ravens, and like no matter like which group of people, no matter which society, no matter where it is, it's all kind of been equated to that in so many different ways. And so like when I think about the idea of like somebody mentioned in the chat that this was like a Nordic like song about basically like kind of like finding death, if you will. So I definitely feel all those vibes like coming up from it. And that's like all the lyrical content really pushes in that kind of direction. So like getting that kind of confirmation only just makes kind of more sense to me. And the fact that like that's exactly kind of what this song is kind of like really just kind of like preparing for that, you know, preparing for the afterlife and preparing for just like, you know, the end of the life on Earth as we know it. So again, very moving, very just deep, just very, very deep. Wow, that was one amazing, and what an amazing way to kind of end that song just in general, with just like that, like leaving you like on a hook to just really think about. We've talked about this I think a couple times on the channel, of really just the idea of like, you know, thinking about the things that you think about at the end of your life, and looking back on your life. And I've talked about a few times about how I think about my death a lot, and like, you know, it's not necessarily the healthiest thing in the world to think about it probably as much as I do, but I think about it a lot about the idea of like, how are people going to remember me? Because like he said, that that's one thing that never dies, even though we go and we leave. People are never going to forget how they remembered you, you know, and how you made them feel. That's, I feel like a mentor told me that very early in my my career in the military, that I think really kind of gave me a lot of perspective in my young service life, where he said that, you know, if the one thing that I've learned about people is that, you know, you could say a million different things to them, but the one thing that people will never forget about you is how you make them feel. You know what I mean? Whether you made them feel comfortable, whether you made them laugh, whether you made them feel uncomfortable or off-put, whatever. They're always going to remember the feeling that you gave them, not necessarily always the thing that maybe you said. So that kind of always stuck with me, and I kind of thought about that in terms of like what he was saying about, like, you know, a man's reputation or a person's reputation never dies. And that is kind of really the truth, right? When I think about anybody who's passed on in my life, you know, all I'm thinking about is their reputation, not what they could have been, about what they were when they were here. I think a lot about this one person specifically in my life where, you know, they died way too young, as many of people in my life have, where they were on such a great path in life, where they had finally started turning a few things around in their personal life, and they were like on the journey to be the best versions of themselves, and all that stopped one day, you know what I mean? And it all just changed, and it's like, wow, like, you know, a lot of people didn't get a chance to see all the progress that you had made in such a short time too, you know what I mean? And the impact that she would have had in the world if she still was around today, you know what I mean? And I think about her quite often, you know what I mean? I think about her all the time, like, you know, when the last couple of elections have happened, I think about her almost every time, because she's the kind of person who would bring it up to me even though I wouldn't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? She'd be like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'm like, you know, I don't want to talk about any of that shit. And she'd always bring it up to me. So I miss her every day. And the good thing about that is, like, you know, her reputation is going to live on in a positive light in my world. You know what I mean? And I just wish more people would have been able to see that. And again, a complete side note of when it comes to this song, kind of getting me on a complete side tangent with this today. But I really appreciate the suggestion, because it gave me a chance to really think about her for a minute, and you know, just think about how much I missed her. And this song kind of gave me that. So you never really know what song is going to make me think about what or whatever. So that's why I feel like there's really never a bad suggestion in the Johnny Foxtrot world. I might not like it or love it always, but a lot of times, especially when it comes to stuff like this, it'll make me think about something. So I appreciate the suggestion. Thank you so much for that. Luis, how are you doing, my friend? Elsie, I've seen you've also joined the chat. Good to see you as well. Rana, thank you so much for the kind words. Unfortunately, she died around this time, and another really close friend of mine died around this time as well. His birthday is coming up, and I kind of always never... I don't want to say I've never really fucked with Thanksgiving, but the last couple of years, Thanksgiving has just kind of been a little bit more of like a sad holiday for me. But I'm doing my best to try to change that. Does that make sense? Like, you know, I'm going down to see my wife's family next week. I'm bringing my equipment with me. I'm going to live stream with you guys. I'm going to still record content. I'm going to enjoy myself when I'm down there. I'm going to get to see my niece and my nephew, get to see my sister-in-law and her husband. And, you know, I'll get to see a lot of friends as well. So I'm excited about that. You know, just trying to really just turn things around from that holiday. And I know someone else really shared a close personal story with me recently about how Thanksgiving is kind of a rough holiday for them as well. And, you know, it's one of those things that, like, you know, we talk about this a lot on the channel about, like, you know, you always want to basically try to be mindful that not every holiday is a good remembrance for some people. And I try not to assume anything. And I think that everybody really involved with our community is very well aware of that. And we try to do the best to try to never offend anybody. And we try to make sure that when we're saying things like, you know, Happy Veterans Day, we're not saying Happy Day your grandfather fought in the war and died day. You know what I mean? Like, it is just something different in America. So, but that's what's great thing that's great about our Foxtrot family. You know what I mean? And that stuff only happens on our Discord, and that stuff only happens on our Patreon. So if you have not joined those things, you got to make sure you sign up for them, because that's really where all the fun happens. That's where we get down. And each and every day, something new is happening, especially on the Discord. I never was personally a Discord person until this started. You know what I mean? And now I'm hooked. Now I'm into it. Now I see what it is. I see what it's supposed to be, and I think it's cool. Somebody brought up on the live stream last night that, you know, they didn't want to join anything that was called Discord because it just gives a negative stereotype or a negative name around the idea. And I was like, it does. When you think about it in that perspective, but at the same time, it is a place that is bringing people together, and we are building a community. So if anything, we are showing Discord that we don't have a lot of Discord on our Discord. So I'm always excited to hop on the Discord and see what's going on in there, because there's always something fun and exciting going on in there. Susie, how are you doing, my friend? I see you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Dave doesn't even know what Discord is. It is an application. It is a web-based application. You can get it on your phone. You can get it on your computer. You can get it however you want to. And it's just basically a place for people to hang out and talk about things. We got all kinds of different stuff in there. All kinds of different stuff in there. A lot of music conversation. A lot of music. And if you really want me to pick one of your songs, you probably should hop in the Discord or the Patreon. We're getting to a point now where I'm going to have to limit it more to the Patreon members. But that is where the majority, if not almost all, the suggestions that we do come from those channels. So it's all well and dandy for people to make a comment suggestion, but those days are kind of over, man. Those days are kind of over. We've kind of moved on from that. We have a whole different way of going about that, and I want to make sure that everybody feels included, especially when you're so involved with the day-to-day community that we got going on. So and of course, always donation-based requests are going to get some priority as well, because you're putting your hard-earned cash, Ola, that cold hard cash on in my pocket. So I appreciate you guys for that. So that obviously we're going to give you guys some priority as well. That's the reason why the Patreons get the priority, because I got to make sure that those people know how much I appreciate them giving me anything that they earn. So I appreciate everybody who does that. So let's get into the next request. Whoa, that was loud. We were off to a great start. The next one, what did I say we were gonna do? We're not doing Spiritbox next. We're doing, where is he? Where is she? Where is she at? It's the one where she was talking about like all my bitches in the house or something like that. Yeah, it was a Halestorm video. All the bitches in the house, raise your hands tonight or something. Yep, here we go. There it is. I'm seeing it now. Yeah, I heard the first part of the video, so that's all I know. I don't know nothing about no Halestorm. I know very, very little about Halestorm, other than the fact that I know that she's kind of like one of the godmothers. Is that what they call them? They call them godmothers? She's one of the queens of rock. Let's just put it that way. That's the easiest way to put it. She's a woman who rocks. She's a badass bitch. No offense to using that word. Sorry, ladies. I did not mean to say it like that. But yeah, she's a badass, and we're gonna check her out next. Halestorm, live from Winley. I'm not sure which song this one is, but it's whatever the next one is in this set, and it's gonna be new to me. So we're gonna check it out. The song is called I Get Off. Okay, cool.
To be a rock and roller. But I'm very proud to be a woman tonight. And I see a lot of girls in the house tonight that are just like me. I'm surrounded by my bitches, say hell yeah. Now ladies, this next song is all yours. And I think, and And gentlemen, I know you agree with me. I think that for this next song, I think we need to lift our women up. I think we need to exalt them on high. So ladies, if you are feeling brave and you want to choose some strong shoulders and show me what you got this evening, this is your next song. While we wait for some brave ones, I want to know if you know this one. I get off on you, give you what you want. This, my ladies. It's a kinda when your line is crossed. Here we go. Hello, ladies. You don't know that I know that's me every night. I just can't resist the urge to stand here in the light. Pretty eyes upon me, and then I come undone. I could close the curtain, but this is too much fun. Here we go! I get off on you, getting off on me. If you want, you want. Nothing is for free. It's a give and take. Got to love with me. When your line is crossed, I get off. I get off. Are we getting off tonight, Wembley? Come on.
Yeah, her voice is pretty wild, man. Like in a way where, like, she's got like a good little like rasp, like kind of like growl, like a natural kind of like growl, like within her voice, and it very unique that way. And I don't know, man. Like that, the way that I really like the riff, the way that it sounds live like this. I'm sure that the recorded version sounds so much more different. The way that, like, I'm really glad that this suggestion was for like the live version of this, because I feel like I'm enjoying it so much better this way. Because I've talked about it a few times where I feel like there's like a fine line between what I like when it comes to like hearing a song for the first time. Like a lot of times I wouldn't typically love to hear it the first time live, but if you could like win me over on it by hearing it live for the first time, like that's when I know that you got some magic. And between the riff and between just like the way that she changes like her and her range of her voice, the way that she sings this, I dig it. It's got like a really like cool, like badass female energy with like the whole I get off on you getting off on me thing. Like it's just kind of like a really like a kind of like a really like love-hate kind of like line that way, where it's kind of aggressively love-hatey. Does that make sense? It yeah, I'm making up words here, but it's like it's what it makes me feel. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like I love how much I hate you. Does that make kind of sense? Like that's kind of how it makes me feel. Homeboy is having way too much fun in the background if he's dropping drumsticks in his mouth. All that's really telling me is that you didn't write a good enough drum groove for this, brother. You should have wrote something better. If you're getting that bored, you wrote it, didn't you? I'm sure this is not a fill-in. He might be a fill-in, though. He might be a fill-in. I might be beating up on the guy, but you know, come on, fam. You're putting drumsticks in your mouth. I don't know. I didn't think it was funny though. I'm not trying to talk no shit. I thought it was funny.
You could say I'm different. Maybe I'm a freak, but I know where to twist ya to bring you to your knees. I get off on you, getting off on me. Give you what you want. Nothing is for free.
Yeah, the way that she goes, I get you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's good. It's good, baby. It is good. Yeah, there's probably definitely something special about listening to her stuff more on a live perspective. Man, I'm starting to become a believer. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like people have been trying to like push me onto I think her name's Lizzie Hale. for a while, and it's not that I've ever like stayed away. It's not like that where it's just like I don't know. Like every person that ever gave me that opinion was somebody I didn't really trust their taste in music. Does that make sense? Where it was like every other thing that they named, I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Where it's like that's kind of was the problem for me. It was like Halestorm might be fantastic, but anybody who's brought them up to me, they're listing a bunch of other bands that I don't like or I'd never really have. So it's like if you're liking that and that, like it's probably not good. So that's a lesson to everybody. Don't let people influence you about how to feel about a band or an artist really in general. Make your own perception. Make your own, have your own opinion. And I'm glad that we're finally here today. And I'm glad that we're finally here checking out some Halestorm because I'm really digging what I'm seeing. And I feel like I need to definitely be better acquainted because everybody's been talking to me about, oh, she gave Danny from the Warning a guitar and all this kind of stuff. I know she was a queen. And I know she's been a queen for a long time. And I was asleep on her. But now I'm out from under the covers and now I know who she is. And make sure you tell me if I was hashtag Johnny's right or Johnny's wrong on her name because I think it's Lizzie Hale. But I could be wrong. Just make sure you let me know. Let's keep going.
Wembley. It sends chills down my spine, and I can't steal my mind every time. Cause the world outside is burning and the wars keep coming. There's no way to breathe easy.
Guys, is she's about to go into like an let me go crazy on you right now. Okay, I think my brain is officially rebooted. This was not anything of what I thought this was going to be either. I'm like, and again, guys, this is another time where I'm so mad at myself for not doing my own research on somebody. Because this video alone right here taught me, I feel like, everything that I needed to know about hashtag Johnny's right, Johnny's wrong, about Halestorm girl, woman, lady, rocker, queen, whatever you want to call her. I gotta breathe, yo. I gotta breathe. I got literally, like, I forgot what we were doing for a minute. Because I was like, yo, this is what I have loved about people, like, and I know I'm gonna make some wild comparisons here. This is where my mind went when it came to, like, going to a concert and a show where, like, somebody is just different and special, even though the music might sound somewhat similar. It reminded me of, like, what I have found, like, endearing in, like, people like Billie Joe Armstrong or, like, Freddie Mercury, where for some reason, when no matter what kind of music you make, no matter how much rock and roll it might sound, there's still, like, so much emotion in, like, what you do, as in terms of, like, the fact that you are still a fucking artist, yo. And, like, no matter what she looks like, no matter how much, like, you know, dark princess, whatever you want to paint, kind of negative stereotypes or whatever on kind of anybody that looks somewhat like what she looks like. You know what I mean? Like, you know, rocker chick, whatever. That girl is a fucking artist, man. And it comes out in this stuff, man. Like, doesn't matter that she got the fishnets on, doesn't matter that she got all the black stuff. I love all that shit. It's so fucking badass, so fucking fire. But it doesn't change the fact that she is still, like, just as much of an artist as someone like Prince was. And, like, I saw that here, man. I saw that. And, oh my good God. I think this is, like, I don't know if the video is over or not. I think I'm supposed to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Because I would at least just see where this goes. So, we're only on video 2 tonight, guys. And my brain's restarted once. And, yeah, I think it's just going to be a good night.
I wanna get off on you, getting off on me. I wanna get off on you. I wanna get off, get off, get off, get off, get off, 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 off.
Okay, that definitely sounds like we're going into a new song now, for sure. But yeah, that was, I don't know much more I could say. I don't know what much more I could say about this. Like, that is getting your money's worth right there. That, you know, I'm there is a fine line between, I do want to hear you play the song, I don't want to hear you play some alternative version of it, and there's a fine line of what this was. And we are well past the line here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you got your money's worth. Fuck the original version. You know what I mean? Who cares what that sounds like? This was something special. This was something special. Oh my good God. That was something spectacular. Thank you. Thank you, Lost Hate. Thank you, my friend. You know, you point me in some good directions. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Colorodney, how are you doing tonight, my friend? I saw somebody else happen in here. Aaron, LT, how's it going, my friend? Oh my good God, yes, this was unbelievable. Next, we're getting into the warning. So tell your friends, tell everybody we're getting into there. Green Day puts on a good show. Absolutely, they do, Susie. That is one of those bands where I tell you guys, even if you just like their music a little bit, you should go check them out. You know what I mean? They're worth it. They're worth it. They put on a great show. I have never been disappointed at a Green Day show. Never. They were one from like the first time I ever saw them. I was like, holy shit! Like these guys are special. There's a reason why they do nothing but stadiums. They have done that for decades now. Yeah, it's wild how good they are in concert. All right. Burning my ears out. That is stupid loud when I just hit play like that, though. All right. Next we got on the list, we're going to be getting into the butterfly herself, Miss Danny at the warning, from the warning. That's what we're doing next. Oh, all right. If you are just joining the chat, if you are just joining the stream, I want to say thank you for joining this evening. We are, what are we, 2 songs into the lineup thus far? Oh, yeah. It's been a good night so far. We've been, how long are we going? 54 minutes, and we're only 2 songs in. Let's fucking go. I do keep the live streams up after the live streams for anybody who wants to check them out and can't check them out. They are never, ever going to be monetizable. Because we cover way too much music in these live streams. So just as a FYI, you should never see an ad on there. And I do this all for the sake of just doing this with you guys. I enjoy recording reactions so much more with you guys on here. And some people come in and out. Some people just join for Wednesday, Women Who Rock Wednesdays. You know, I do a lot of impromptu stuff. Random. I'll bitch on my Discord. Hey, I'm feeling like recording tonight, so we'll hop on here and do some. We do a little late night with Johnny's, if you will, and all that kinds of stuff. So it really depends on where you are in the world and what time it is where you're at. So we are going to be getting into the next song of the evening. And the next one we have on the list is from none other than The Warning. And we got to always shout out and salute the Warning Army each and every time. You know, a lot of people were telling me that sometimes the way I talk about the Warning Army, that, you know, maybe I give them a bad rep. And, it's one of those things. I had to make sure that I came on here and told you guys that. I had to make sure that I said that I appreciate the Warning Army for everything that they have put me through. For every time that they have challenged me. For every time that they have told me, Johnny, I think you're crazy. Johnny, I think you're wrong about this. Most of the time, it has always been for pretty good reasons. There's only been a handful of times where people got really out of pocket. And the Warning Army has really helped shape and mold, I think, who I am as a creator today. So I really can't thank the Warning Army enough. And I got to give a lot of love to them each and every time. That's why we got the poster up on the wall, man. That's why we got the poster on the wall. Because, the Warning Army has brought me a long way. And there's plenty of folks out there that could still probably afford to give me some love in the Warning Army. That have feel like they've just came and abandoned me, but that's okay. We make new friends, and sometimes people are just only here for a brief moment in our time. And I appreciate all the love and support the Warning Army has given me. So, in that effort, I'm going to announce on here again today, because I've told some people on my Discord and some other conversations that we're going to do it. But I'm going to announce on here for everybody that this holiday season, Johnny Foxtrot is going to be in the giving, very ho-ho-ho Santa mood. And I'm going to want to do some live streams dedicated to some specific fan bases. And for one, we're going to for sure do a nothing but the Warning live stream. And we're going to go through that Lenario concert. And we are going to knock it out. We are going to do it probably around the very, very beginning of December is what my plan is. My first one I plan on doing is the Lenario. I also got one planned to do with a couple other groups and a couple other artists out there. But we're not here to talk about them today. Today, we're here to talk about the Warning. And so we will get that out there. I will get that posted on my Instagram. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram, guys. I need your help on there for real. Because honestly, I'm reaching out to a lot of these artists, and a lot of them were saying yes to some of these interviews, but it gives me a little bit more credibility if that number was a little bit higher. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys would follow me on there. Definitely join the Discord, Patreon, all the good stuff in the links. You know where they're at. So appreciate you guys. Let's get into the next one from the Dakota Bar. Exterminated. Let's get into it. I got to get more of this butterfly shirt from Danny.
¡Listos!
Okay, before we even get going into this song, guys, there's a couple things I want to say right off the bat. One, for all you bass heads out there, I'm so sorry for leaving Ale out as much as I do. You guys have been very patient with me and your love and support of Ale and the fact that I don't give her enough credit. But the first thing that jumped out of me in this video was Ale really shines super hard right now. In the first little intro of this song, she kind of really does steal the show. Right here at the very beginning. The solo kind of, she's the one who grasped all my attention to start this song off. So just wanted to show that little extra love for Ale today and make sure to let you guys know, because I know there's a handful of you guys and ladies out there that love Ale. So got to give her a little extra love today, and I wanted to make sure I did that.
All around me is decayed. Darkness invades me again. The blood is boiling in my veins. Hunger is showing through my face, clouding up my mind. This destruction brings me pain. There is no other way. I need to have my revenge. Now the war is beginning. My blood is spilling. Another soul's been taken away. The storm is growing. My wind is blowing. A hurricane that won't go away. Too close to me, no escape from.
Oh yeah, this is so much better, guys, honestly, than that TED performance. Somebody had brought up like, oh, you've already heard Exterminated before because it was on the TED show. And honestly, if I'm gonna be for real with you guys, the songs just did not connect as well with those shows. Like, you know, they did great. Like, there's so many great memories and moments from those shows that I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. But the songs just didn't connect the same way. That, like, the way that this Dakota Bar show is just really kind of connecting with like those early catalog. Like, this is how you were supposed to intake those songs. This is how you're supposed to hear it. Like, this is exactly how you're supposed to intake it.
Suspicions in my head. It feels like I've been in hell. I won't rest until it's over. Must put an end to this disorder. I want the light back in my life. We were supposed to help each other, but instead I just wondered when.
I can't get over Pal and like those like strong flicks that she's doing. I can't even do it right now because I'm a little like throw my neck out if or something if I try to do it. But like the way she like just snaps like so like crazy. Like, again, I understand we don't have to go down that path of talking about like why she doesn't do it now. We don't even have to bring it up anymore. But just to watch her be so excited at these and to reminisce this way, it feels nice. It feels nice. Did I say it better that time, guys? Hashtag Johnny's right. Hashtag Johnny's wrong.
Will I have my revenge? Now the war is beginning. My blood is spilling. Another soul's been taken away. The storm is growing. My wind is blowing. A hurricane that won't go away. Too close to me, lady. Hey.
Oh my good god, man. They were so good from like so early. Like the way that they like brought that solo back in with the count and the way just everything about it is just like you just executed the way that like bands practice to do for years and never really be able to pull it off. But like just watching them go from like that bridge into that solo and like right back into like the they're so good, man. They were always ahead of their time. The lyrics, again, for like just the subject matter that they're writing about, again, ahead of their time. Like, how do they even like come up with this stuff at that age? How do they find a way to express themselves in the way that they do at the ages they were write this stuff? Like, it blows my mind every time. And just only going backwards in the catalog only just emphasizes all that more for me.
Another soul's been taken away.
Oh my boy. Oh boy. I think somebody had mentioned something about how Ale was talking about how like she was making fun of her own hair like back then. I completely disagree. That shit was banging, girl. That shit was fire. That shit was the emo like bang cut thing that she was going on with that shit. So fire. I get that, like the way she looks now, it would never look the same. But like the way she looked then, that shit was amazing. I love it. I can't help it. But I also love the butterfly shirt too. You know what I mean? And I just love to see Pow with all that excitement and energy, like she always is, like just always back there, like just I feel like she's always screaming into her microphone, and they just cut it off when she's not supposed to sing. You know what I mean? We just don't hear it because it's just in the background. But so good, so amazing, each and every time with the warning. Yeah, it's I don't know when I'm gonna be able to see him again. It looked like the only shows that they had available, like when somebody brought it up in the last video, was like, oh, you could still go down to their shows in Monterey, and I was like, oh, sure, yeah. They're pretty expensive, yo. Those tickets are pretty expensive. There's like, I don't think there's any way I'd be able to afford those. Not by February. I got Christmas to go through, guys. I got Christmas to get through still. I got gifts to buy, and all that still. I'm pretty good on my Christmas list though. I am pretty good on my Christmas list. We're pretty ahead of schedule on that, but definitely still have more things to do. So we shall see. Let's see what's going on in this chat today. Love the outro jam too. Oh, yeah, another great one. It always cracks me that Ale literally grew into a full neck bass. Yeah, her bass is enormous. I think about the same thing when I think about Aria and Freeze the Fall, about like how big her bass is too. Like, they're such small people, especially at the time, like, we're watching some of these videos, compared to the equipment and the instruments that they're playing are enormous. I always kind of felt the same way, like in high school when kids were playing any of those enormous instruments, like where they were like small but had like the big ass shit. It's always just funny when somebody like has like some enormous instrument that they're playing. So it's just always kind of like a funny like aesthetic to it. Oh, is it somebody's birthday in here? I saw somebody say something about happy birthday. Is it somebody's birthday? Oh, I'm missing something. Oh, there's Bonnie though. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. All right. What is the next song that we're going to get into tonight? Let's go over the list. Now's the perfect time to kind of review the list of where we are at. So, if you are new and you haven't been in the stream yet, all of the list is always going to be in the Discord. So whatever the next live stream is going to happen, whether it's impromptu, whether it's planned, whatever, it is going to end up in that live stream list. But don't pay attention to the order. The order is not important. So want to make sure that we say that. Also, guys, help spread the love too on the videos. I've been trying to remind people, and I feel really dumb on here just repeating it over and over and over again for you guys, especially for anybody who's been hanging out for like the whole streams. Of saying the same things over and over and over again. It makes me sound so fucking corny and stupid, even though I probably should do it. I'm having a hard time getting over it. I did one yesterday where I was like, if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you. But I haven't said that in a hot minute in a video because I'm doing all these things on live streams now. So what do we got next? We got Kiki Rockwell, we got Lovebites, and Spiritbox. I think we're going to go with Kami and Kiki, I think, last. We're going to do the two of them last. And I think we're going to go... let's see. I am doing pretty well as well, Bonnie. Thank you. Honestly, if you've been caught on to any of our last couple live streams that I've had or anything like that, I've been kind of going through like a little bit of like what I like to call my depression season. But yesterday was a lot better of a day, and today has been a lot better of a good day as well. So I've had a couple good days really in a row. I think it really is. It's honestly, if I'm gonna call it now, guys. I'll call it now. It's gonna be really bad when I come back from Georgia. So just be prepared. The live streams when I come back, I'm probably gonna be down. Yeah, it tends to happen that way. But yeah, the live streams I would imagine when I'm in Georgia next week are probably gonna be fun and exciting, and we're gonna have like I'm gonna bring some flags or something. We're gonna try to make it exciting. I'm gonna try to get like people to like I don't know hop in a video or something. I don't know. Maybe I can convince. Maybe I can see if I can get my nephew to maybe hop on there, maybe do a reaction with me, see if he want to do something like that. Maybe that'd be fun. Maybe have him pick a song, or maybe my niece or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. We'll figure something out. See if we can do something. Maybe like a promo on Instagram. I'll do it with my niece and nephew or something. I'll see if we can figure out a premise. But yes. All right. So I'm gonna leave it up to the chat. You guys vote. What do we want to do next? Do we want to do Lovebites or Spiritbox? And then we'll do the opposite after that. So do you want to go Lovebites first? Or do you want to go Spiritbox first? Our friend Adiva is not on here tonight, so she is the one who the song Blessed Be is going to be more or less dedicated to, so it doesn't really matter when we do that one, so we can do that one next, or we can jump into Lovebites. So we shall see what the chat says. Played cello in the 7th grade, was Tiny trying to carry that thing home every day. Oh, I can imagine. All right. Oh, that Aaron Brown has spoken. We're going with Spiritbox. We're going with Blessed Be is the next one to do. All right. Let me pull that up because that is not. Okay, Spiritbox definitely got it. Yeah, I don't even know if I think our friend who really wants me to check out Lovebites. A lot of them are not on here. Just because of the time difference. If I streamed at 3 o'clock in the morning, which I probably plan to do at some point, some of them will probably hop on. That'll be like some real late nights with Johnny Foxtrot right there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for sure. But yes, I expect a lot of you guys to already be asleep. So, all right. So let's get into the next song that we have on the list tonight, and this one is gonna be. For our good friend, we're not gonna call her out by name today, but she knows who she is, and this song was her pick for me to check out for when it comes to Spiritbox. This one she specifically said was like her favorite. So she did kind of warn me that I might catch some heat from the Spiritbox fans out there, but probably not anybody that checks out my channel, right? About how they did release some new music, and we will probably more than likely check that out sooner rather than later. For what I have been told about Spiritbox and what I can already kind of know about the band, I have a feeling this one's gonna resonate with me pretty quickly and pretty hard, and I'm probably gonna fall pretty head over heels for this band, I think, rather fast. So I have very high expectations, I think, already for Spiritbox, so I would not worry too much about more Spiritbox reactions. I would think they're going to happen. And we haven't even pressed play yet. So let's go ahead and do that. It's a pretty simple intro, but I like it. I like it a lot. Again, I don't need anything crazy. I don't need it to be crazy technical. I can like it and I can enjoy it when it gets crazy technical, but I don't need it to be that. So I feel like this is already a good intro and like a good, like, just kind of like soothing you into the record.
I see my blessings all for you. I feel it fade from the inside. I open up to adore you, but everything was just a crutch to preserve a life. Serotonin like a loaded gun. I am a coward. You pull me out into a place where there's nothing that's left for me but insecurity. And if I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. I'll be full of love. Just out of reach, I could survive in these chemicals only for you. I say my blessings are for you. You say.
Okay, so yeah, I was forewarned that we weren't going to get like a lot of, I think, screaming in this one, and this one was going to be a little bit of kind of more like the Spiritbox fans might say like, "What the fuck are you doing, Johnny? Why the hell would you start here?" And that's okay. That is okay. I knew what I was getting to going into this one, and I like it. I like it even that much more now because I feel like you guys are going to be like over here telling me like, "Why would you pick this one?" But I like it. I like it. I feel like this gives me a good introduction to this band because I already know kind of what the Screamy Scream sounds like. I've heard a video or two. So I already know what that sounds like, and so I like seeing this side of the catalog kind of first. I'm getting more of a little bit of an intimate, like, I think, like, feel right off the bat. So I like that feeling.
Blessed be the fool who looks at the ice just to lessen the frequency. It's just a crush to ignore you. Serotonin like a loaded gun. I am a coward. You pull me up into a place where there's nothing that's left for me but insecurity. And if I lose myself, blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. I'll be full of love. Just out of reach, I could survive in these chemicals for you. When soon to die, in catacombs of restless bones consumed alive.
The music video is like really, it adds like so much more depth. For me, again, it adds that extra depth for the music itself. So like I feel like it's translating on the message, I think, a little bit that much better for me. Where like when you're seeing like her in the bathtub, like all bloodied up and stuff like that, like every time that they're kind of like fading into that scene, like that's like when she's talking about like I could survive this way and be like chemical, like I can deal with these chemicals for you, I think is what she was saying. And like the shots of them like with like the baby and like the mundaneness of like, you know, this the life that a lot of women like unfortunately have been put into positions where they feel like that's the only like life that they've ever had to be able to choose to go through and be able to walk through, where you need to grow up and be a mother and be a wife, and that's what you're supposed to do, and that's like all there is to life. And I feel like this song kind of like ties into that overall theme and conversation with kind of giving you that visual representation to kind of to kind of bring up that point of like, you know, that the white picket fence life is not always everything it's cracked up to be. You know what I mean? Like I feel like at the end of the day, we all want different things in life. And I think that everything is different to that individual. And you have to understand that because you love something and because you are passionate about something does not mean that your partner is going to feel the same ways about it. You know what I mean? I talked about this a lot when it comes to my wife and when it comes to music. My wife does not have the opinion about music nearly even close to remotely like how I look at music. And I like that about her. I like the fact that she enjoys music differently than I do. She still likes it. She still loves it. She still has a strong love for the art of music, but it's not the same way that I do. And that's completely okay. All I've ever needed from her was just to respect my love for it and to not make fun of it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what most people want. And that's all you really got to do for somebody. But at the end of the day, you know, we all get caught up and tell ourselves lies, and we trick ourselves into believing things that other people tell us is what we're supposed to do. And a lot of times I think that like women in general, like just through society, have felt the overall pressures and stigmas from lots of people, basically all men, the majority of men, if you will. And then, you know, even a lot of mothers, sisters, aunts, same messaging, you know what I mean? Where they grew up in a time frame like that. And like, you know, I've even seen it in some like close friends of mine where like you're watching the parents like break those generational boundaries with their kids, where what they were told to be, they did the complete opposite with their children, so that way their kids would never have that kind of that lifestyle or know what that felt like to have those kinds of expectations put on them. So again, I'm kind of probably way out here in right field, you know what I mean, with the live reaction, but that's where the money's at, man. I'm telling you, the money is at the live stream reaction. You never know where we're gonna go. Let me tell you guys that the blood is boiling in my bodies right now, in the best ways. When I say my blood is boiling, it's boiling with excitement. Whoo, that was so hard, man. Oh boy, I can't even really just. I'm gonna just scream and shout if I get to going like that. So, I'm gonna just say that was super hard. I love the fact that she did not like change like the way that she looked when they were filming like her do the harsh vocals. Like she still looks all soft and delicate doing it. Like she doesn't look like she's screaming into the mic. You know what I mean? So great that they did it that way. So great that they did it that way. And I don't know if you guys caught it, but if you caught me smiling, it's because she fucking killed this dude, bro, in the video. Oh, that's so fire. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, this is where the art is supposed to be expressed. You know what I mean? Like, it probably would look a little weird if a guy was, you know, killing a girl in a video like this. But for the opposite effect and for the fact that this is a double standard, I will say it is pretty fucking cool to see a girl kill one of these dudes in this video. So, yeah, that made my day today.
Blessed be I could survive in these chemicals for you. A lonely fool of love. Just a wish I could survive in these chemicals for you. When too tight in chemicals, a restless blues consumed the night. This is my heart, I'm waiting here for you.
Oh man, yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. I was sleeping on her too. I kind of knew what she was capable of. But yeah, another great one where I feel like I just keep tripping on more. I just keep tripping on more, guys. I got to stop jumping into new bands, and we got to continue on some paths. And I think Spiritbox is another one that's going to get added to the path list. for sure. I've heard a few things about them. I heard that they're Canadian. I love me some Canada. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm finding that most of what I love in the world now is all from Canada. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion, ma'am. I appreciate the suggestion. I feel like this was a great starting point, and I really appreciated the video, the concept overall. It sounded great. It was lovely. It was awesome. It was everything that I like in this kind of style of music, and I can imagine that there's probably a lot more depth to the overall like catalog, and I would imagine there's probably some upbeat bangers. There's probably some low down sad ones. There's probably a little bit of all over the place, and I'm ready for, I think, each one of them. So thank you again. Thank you again for the suggestion. All right. Do we need the link in this one? Because I did not provide no links. This one, again, was called Blessed Be by the band Spiritbox. Oh, that was awesome. I don't think we've had a bad song in a minute on a reaction for a while. We've had nothing but pretty much heat the last couple of go rounds. All right. The first song in the list tonight was, let me get you a link. Give me 1 second and I'll grab it for you. 1 second and I'll grab it for you. Susie. I can remember where I put it. There it is. Livestream lineup. The first song was Wardruna and Aurora, and it was called Hellhaven. Let me pull up the link right here, and I will put it right here. Here is the first one. There you go, Susie. Yes, laugh it up, my friend. Laugh it up. I love it when people laugh at me. It's actually one of the things I like the most. So seeing you guys like watching the chat like after the fact, like when I go to edit them down and put them into like original videos, I love reading the chat from you guys. It always brings so much energy and fun, loving excitement to my world, because I never know what the hell you guys are going to talk about. And, you know, I feel like I get some feedback at the same time. So there's a lot of like fun things that happen, like going through that. Like the cum gum the other day was funny. What was his name? Homeboy saying he wanted me to be his boyfriend yesterday was fun too. That guy stuck around for a while. He was in here for like 2 hours. I was very surprised when he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna be in and out of here," and then he ended up hanging out for 2 hours. Yeah, so he was cool. He was fun. Yeah, apparently a lot of people are going through some power problems in a lot of parts of the country. So, yeah, hopefully you're not dealing with that. I know Maul was dealing with some power problems. That's probably why she's not here today. Either that or am I just missing Maul? Don't tell me I'm missing Maul. Okay, I didn't think I saw her. I'm not seeing her name. Yeah, she said that she was having some power problems and stuff like that, so she might not have no internet today. So that might explain a lot of like what's going on today in the world. So, all right, let's see. Let's see. All right, what are we getting into next? I think we were gonna get into Lovebites next. And then we got 2 more on the list. After that, we got Kami-Koo or Kaheo. Somebody's gonna have to teach me how to say that. I've tried looking up and finding so many different people's names and how to like pronounce them correctly, and I cannot find good ones. So I'm probably pronouncing their names wrong. All I do know is that I really like her a lot, and I don't know this particular song, so we're gonna check that one out today. All right, so Lovebites is the next one we got on the list. Get this pulled up here. All right, so the next song that we have on the list today is Swan Song by Lovebites. So I am very, very unfamiliar with Swan Song, but this one was sent to me, I believe, in my Discord. was giving me this particular request. So we are going to jump into the next song from Lovebites and see what they got going on. So the last one I remember was pretty spectacular. So I would imagine this would be nothing other than that. Doesn't look like there's any closed captions, so nothing available in that aspect. So I guess the thing is for me, guys, is like, is every Japanese artist, are they able to play like every instrument? Like, is that like a thing in Japan? Like, if you play one, you play them all, like, and you're just good at all of them? Like, I don't get how like everybody is just like, you know, the greatest musician I've ever seen, and they all come out of Japan. It's rather spectacular and rather magnificent, if I'm gonna be honest. We go from that to this, like just a little 1, 2, 3, 4, and like bam, we're gonna switch it up. Like, that was a crazy, beautiful intro though. Like, it was such great piano. Again, I don't understand how everybody is just so incredibly talented. It seems like everybody's classically trained on every instrument in the world out there, and they're all just amazing at it. Like, you know, it's hard to say like who's better than who, because they're just all great. They're all just amazing, and it's hard to really like pin them against each other like that in that aspect, because they're just all good. Okay, before she even gets into any of this singing, all I can think about when I see this band is I see like there's so much like badassness in like each one of the band members, like with the exception of the singer, right? If you take the singer out of the equation, you look at every other band member in this band, they all have such fierce and like don't fuck with me faces. You know what I mean? Like this look and this presence of like badassery. You know what I mean? But they're all dressed up in like these beautiful dresses and like high heels and stuff with like, but as soon as you get to like the chin up, it's like, don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this beautiful, elegant, don't fuck with me zone. I will fuck you up. Yeah. And again, when you talk about the aesthetic, and then you tie that back to like what they're playing and the overall sound and the music, it's like super metal. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like straight out of any kind of metal playbook. You know what I mean? And it's in great fashion. And her voice is amazing. I know we just started, but I already know her voice sounds good. That Floating Lotus line was wicked, man. Wicked. Like, her vocal range is pretty fucking nuts, too. Like, it's tough when we're going from, like, you know, world-renowned singers, and then we're going to just like, extremely great vocalists just like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to try to, like, compare to or say that her voice isn't spectacular, because it obviously is. Like, we've just been hitting so many great vocalists on the show lately. And so it's just one of those things where another time where it's just like, wow, just another great singer. And another singer, English is not their primary language, and she's killing those notes, man. And I feel like the English translation actually is pretty decent. I don't get completely lost in it, where a lot of times, like sometimes, like it's really kind of hard to understand the English. But I think that she does a really good job. And I feel like the more times you sing it, the more times you practice it, the more times you perform it, the only better it's going to get. And I don't know how old this is, but I would imagine it probably sounds even 10 times better now than it did probably back then. So I think at the time and everything that it is, it's already pretty great. And the thing that energy about this band is that it's a lot of like what I like to kind of refer to as like that train, like the train track, like metal, if you will, like those kind of rhythms where it just kind of sounds like a locomotive, like kind of thing to me, where it's kind of just very loud and just kind of like in your face, like an engine, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of revving, like as we're kind of going, why her voice sounds so angelic on top of that revving engine of like energy. I really like the lyrical content here because I feel like it's something that we don't really touch on as much in the idea of really a lot of the ideologies kind of in America, where I feel like a lot of other countries and nations and just really like religions, period, whatever, however you want to equate it, like the idea of like dying with honor and like that, like she was kind of talking about like the martyr's sacrifice, if you will, where there's a lot of people in the world that like completely believe in that ideology. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there that would never, ever even think that that would be a great idea. So it's cool to see somebody kind of like even just have the writing about that, where she's kind of like even kind of test those theories, if you will, where she's kind of saying like, you know, you might think it's this way, but one sacrifice can save more people. You know what I mean? So like it really is kind of always a matter of perspective. You know what I mean? Like, there's a countless people that we could kind of get in discussions about like the impact of their death and things that have happened before their death or after their death, but we're not really here to talk about that today. But I think it was just cool to really just kind of see that kind of experimentation and that kind of writing in a song like this. So I thought it was cool, especially when we're already kind of talking about really a lot of like these ideas of like the battle going to Valhalla and being prepared to like, you know, to meet God and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a very warrior triumphant kind of overall song. So it's definitely got a feel and energy and vibe to the overall song structure and what they're putting out here as a whole to me. everybody just kind of doing like this little like rock on thing, like with their hands, like in the moment when like they should be like, you know, running and jumping in a little circle pit. Do Japanese people like not like circle pits? Like, what's the deal with that? Like, I've never seen anybody get the pit going at a Japanese show. Is that like a thing? I've always seen a couple of like videos of like random, you know what I mean? Like random countries where they're getting the pit going at some like punk rock show type shit. So what's the deal with that in Japan? Are they too polite over there to like to spin in a circle as a group? Because they could probably do it pretty synchronized pretty well, actually. Their circle pits would probably actually be the best. So, and the ones that people probably wouldn't really get hurt in. Back to the piano now. Wow, that was something special, to say the least. That was a whole production, you know, like a whole like that. Again, I think that we've talked about this a few different times, but definitely never in a Lovebites video. But I think to me, what makes the art of metal music, like the uniqueness, if it will, is the fact that it's the ability to be able to kind of be like a full scale, like theatrical piece of art, if you will. The way that that metal, I feel, is the genre that does it the best, where you can start a song out with a 1.5-minute piano intro, and then you can get into a 2-minute intro of a guitar solo before any singing even starts, and everybody would still be happy. You know, metal is the only real genre that is able to really kind of, I think, break those barriers the best ways, in my opinion, where that's where I feel like they get away with it, and that's why I feel like the art of metal is like an incredibly artistic place to live in, even though there is some like dark and weird and creepy and scary stuff out there. But it doesn't mean it's all bad. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to find some good and some positive and some great things in it. So like this one, there's not really a whole lot of. It's not really difficult to find. It's just pretty much awesome through and through. That's pretty much what it is. It's awesome through and through. The singing is great. The musical instrumentation is awesome. The solos were great. I just knew as soon as they were going to start doing this whole solo thing, I was like, yeah, the way that they play on a stage and don't move, like you're not playing around with your instruments. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not playing around with it. Those ladies are not playing no games. You know what I mean? Like you can just tell in their faces they ain't playing no games. They came to do a thing, and they came to give you a show, and you're going to get what you paid for. And that's exactly what we got. So thank you so much for the suggestion. I need to get some water, man. Oh, man. My throat is super dry. Whew. Wrote up Resistance by Baby Metal for the Pit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, how come these Japanese guys be getting that pit going? I don't quite understand it. They just be like, they're too like just like standing there. You know what I mean? They're just standing there. Oh, what else is going on in this chat today? What is going on in this chat? Looks like OTAB is out. Looks like we got some new stuff in the Discord. Sweet. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, what's going on, Renee? How are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. What we got next in the list? All right, we got Kiki Rockwell and Kami-Koo. Let's do Kami-Koo next. This is another one that our friend Adiva will like. I know that she will, because at least she's heard of her. So my history with Kami, I think is how you say her name, is been following her on Instagram for a while. Been starting to share some of her stuff. I've really been liking like all the music that I've been hearing her promote and put out. She got a new album out that I think just literally came out like really, really recently, within the last month, I want to say. And from what I've heard of it thus far, it's pretty good. So I wanted to give her some love and support to try to create some reaction videos and stuff like that on her channel. And when somebody had requested this one, I pretty much try to prompt people to kind of get me to go and do some from her. So somebody finally kind of took that hint and was like, hey, you mentioned her the other day, so I'm going to throw a reaction request in here. And here we are. So this is to check out her song in La La Land. So for those of you who are not familiar with her, she's one of those people who is like a drummer slash singer. So pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I think I'm losing it. Playground of school kids, everything's rainbows and sunshine. Not even secluded, if only you knew it. The grass is all dead.
The video's not showing. Thank you, Steve. Let's start this over again.
I think I'm losing it. Playground of school kids, everything's rainbows and sunshine. Not even secluded, if only you knew it. The grass is all dead on the outside. If all we know is too far low, I guess we'll fall in love. If all we know is what we're told, then they've made up our minds. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing my mind.
Okay. Yeah, this is everything I wanted it to be, man. Like, this is everything what I have heard and what I have known of, like, what I have seen of her music is like she is just raw and to the point, into like getting you to think about the lyrics that she's saying, because she's not making them complex for you. She's not trying to send them over your head. She's talking just straight to you. And I like the fact that she is just like blunt with her emotion, and she's blunt and straight to your facts of like just giving you what is on her heart and what's on her mind. And the fact that she like plays drums and sings at the same time, so fucking badass, man. Come on now. Like, you know we love that on the Johnny Foxtrot Show.
I think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm losing it. Always sedated, get high off the paint from the colors designed in the walls. They keep us away, so we self-medicate till we don't even know who we are. If all we know is
Facts, baby. Come on now. Talk to them. We self-medicate to the point where we don't even know who we are. We made a point in there when they were talking to, when she said something earlier in the song about, like, you know, they've already made up our minds for us. Like, woo! Are we living in La La Land, man? Are we living in La La Land? A lot of us are. A lot of us are. Just don't even know it, but not over here. Not over here. Because you guys are smarter than the average spirits, for sure. You guys see life a little bit differently. You guys look at life for a little bit from what it is.
follow, I guess we'll fall in line. If all we know is what we're told, then they've made up our minds. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing it. La 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 la, I think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm losing it.
Oh my god, the riff is fire. The drum groove is exactly what it needs to be. Like this, the shots that they used in this video to make a simple concept work like so fucking badassly. The way that they had the mic hanging down from the shots, like when she's sitting there at the drum kit, looks amazing. I loved everything about this video. Again, like taking a simple concept, making it interesting, keeping it engaging throughout the entire song, adding the next level in that volume to this message. And one of the things I've really liked about her, other than the fact that, like I said, I feel like she's a very like blunt writer, where she's just going to tell you exactly how she feels. Is not going to try to like dance it up with too many fancy words for you. Where I like that too, but at the same time, I like people to be bold and just tell me what's on your mind. So outside of that, I think the thing that I like about her as well, because she is a drumming singer, her voice, just in general, her voice is unique. It's different. I love it. I love anybody that really just has a voice that doesn't remind me of anybody else's. And that's what I like about her. I mean, I'm sure somebody out there is going to tell me that she sounds like somebody somewhere. But for me personally, she doesn't sound like anybody else. And so I feel like she's just like in her own lane, in her own world. And she just seems pretty damn badass, man. So I definitely just want to know more about what's going on in her catalog and her music. So thank you so much for the suggestion. I've been waiting for one. Whew. Oh, man, it's getting hot down here today. I wish I was living in La La Land. So do I, man. You know, there's been some times in my life where I've had some conversations with people. What's going on, Michael? Good to see you, my friend. Where I've had some conversations with people. I'm like, you know, wasn't life better when we were kids and we were young, dumb, and ignorant? You know what I mean? Like, we just didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like, that is kind of the truth of, like, when everybody talks about, like, oh, I wish I could go back to high school. Like, nah, man, I wish I could go back to when I was, like, 7 and I didn't even know that the world was a shitty place yet. That's what I miss, man. I miss those days before all that happened. So, you know, that was when things were nice. All right. So, the last planned song of the evening is for Kiki Rockwell, and the song is called Same Old Energy. I feel like I was kind of told that this one was going to be a little bit on the female empowerment energy side. So, Johnny said badassly. Yes, I misspeak a lot, guys. I really do. She said a young Courtney Love pre-Kurt. Yeah. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about her. You know what I mean? Because I might believe some of those conspiracy theories. Oh, man. I don't know. Let's not get into that today. That's opening a whole different door of discussion about Kurt Cobain and all that. So, but love Kurt. Love Nirvana. Man, shout out to Nirvana. Oh, man. That was back before, you know, homeboy from Foo Fighters was doing anything wicked either, too, right? Back when everything was good. Oh, man. But yeah, teen years were miserable. Absolutely. I think teen years are miserable for most people. I had some good times, but when I think about a lot of like the trauma I went through as a teenager, yeah, it wasn't really that great. So at the end of the day, it really wasn't that great, even though it might have seemed great at the time. But yeah, if I had to turn back time, I don't really know what age I'd go back to. I don't know what I would really want to start over from, or if I'd want to start over. I've had a very long and interesting life, and I'm not very old. seen a lot of things, been a lot of places, been through a lot of shit, yo. But you know, what else is new? That's life. That's everybody. You know what I mean? I'm no different than anybody else is that way. I just might have went to war type shit. You know what I mean? Like I just was one of those guys that life hit me in that way too. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're here and we're better than ever. Even though we've been having a rough week, we're having a great day today. We are having a great day today. As good of a day as we basically can. Because all you good people are hanging out with me today. You know, I got so many good people that have been hanging out. So much, like really just in the last couple of days, period. So can't thank y'all enough for that. All right, so the last song that we got on the list for this evening is going to be Same Old Energy by Kiki Rockwell. And I am not familiar with Kiki, but I got a lot of love on my Paris Paloma video, and a lot of people pointed me in the direction to go check out Kiki Rockwell next. So they told me that there was like a 2-part little series that she kind of had kind of like tying together, and they said to start with Same Old Energy, so that's what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and check out and see what she has got to offer.
Mass hysteria and false accusation of strange domination. Got no explanation. This fear plays the nation. Your whole congregation say they should be caging this woman or Satan. Yes, there's masturbation, some ego inflation, but really it's shadows just congregating. So act on temptation and live by sensation. This is the reason you came to creation. Rise up, oh flame, come join the game. You started a frenzy, but we'll take the blame. The bed just a tame, who goes by no name. Their arsenal's empty, all they got is shame. Same old energy, baby. History repeats. Same old energy, baby. They'll march you through the streets.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I feel like we are here again. We're here back on the same steps, and we're here talking about the same story that we keep talking about. And that's okay. I'm glad that we're here talking about it again. There was once upon a time where somebody had said, like, I don't see as much of this stuff in where I'm at, Johnny, as you seem to talk about this. And I had told that individual that I could really only speak for what was happening in the United States of America, because that's where I lived. And I could tell them that there is a huge problem still when it comes to just societal standards and the way that we treat women in general, even in America. You know what I mean? Like, they're allowed to vote now, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, there's a lot of things that have happened in the last 150 years for a lot of different groups of people, and especially women. But, there's been a lot of things that have happened, I don't know, even in the last couple of years that have set women backwards. So even though we've come so much far forward, we still are in the same position that we kind of are repeating ourselves in, which Miss Kiki Rockwell is over here basically telling us that we're just repeating that same old story, that same old energy. Here we are, centuries again later, doing the same old let's burn the witch at the stake routine. That's what we're in, a constant state of find a way to blame and victimize the women. Oh man, they better get back in the kitchen. They better, the one thing that I love hearing right now is how men are trying to convince women that they're happier as mothers and happier at home. They don't want to be at the office. Who wants to be in an office? You're happier at home. Manipulation is a very, very powerful thing. And that is why I think a lot of women are upset when they think that a lot of guys think that it's not still an issue today. I mentioned on my channel a few times that we have come a long way in society in a lot of parts of the world for women's rights and equality for women. But, again, we are still in a battle of a lot of people trying to go against that ideology. Some could argue that the recent election in the United States had a lot to do with the fact that one candidate was a female. And a lot of people felt strongly that they could not vote for a female president. Not to get political, but that was a perspective of some people. You know what I'm saying? And because that's even a perspective shows the difference. Because normally it's, I just can't stand that candidate. And now it's, I just can't stand that candidate. And also she's a woman. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of the same thing when Barack Obama was running for president. Was, I can't stand that candidate. And plus he's also a black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's another factor on top of it. Just looking at it from like the equality perspective of, I just don't like that candidate. Why is it I also don't like the woman? And the fact that she's a woman. Or I don't know if America's ready to have a woman president. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of the stuff that we heard about her just because she was a woman. That is the difference. That's why the work is not done. And that's why there's still songs coming out today, like Same Old Energy, talking about how we're just in a new day and age doing the same thing in different ways. It's the same thing, and just it looks different today. We're still trying to control and tell women who to be, what to do with their bodies, what they can and cannot do with their bodies, and we're trying to more or less force them into positions to be dependent on men. So if you could really think that the work is done for women's equality after everything I just said, then I don't know what we're talking about anymore. So you're probably not on my channel. You're probably not even listening to me. You probably zoomed out a long time ago if you think that the work is done here. So let's just keep listening to the song.
Same old energy, baby. They fear what they don't know. Same old energy, baby. You've burned this way before. It's your own tempo, boy.
Can we also talk about the fact that like this beat is fucking stupid? It's stupid. It's hard. It's hard. What they did with what she did with this, whoo, next level, man. It's super, super, super fire.
It's your own tempo, boy. You handed us the broom 400 years ago, saying you know what to do. Yes, sir, we do. Beep, beep coming through. Close your damn mouth, my man. I told you we flew. She seethes, waits, legs bent to pounce, schemes, laughs, rolls up an ounce. We were just trying to heal, just trying to survive. A woman with magic is fine with him if the magic is between her thighs. Rise up, oh flame, come join the game. You started a frenzy, but we'll take the blame. The bitch has to tame, goes by no name. Their arsenal's empty, all they got is shame.
See, now we're gonna give you the whole like little like pagan ritual dances and whatnot. Like if we would call us witches, we're gonna start acting like them. You know what I'm saying? I like that energy. I fuck with it. I love her shooting in the camera. Woo! She's badass, man. She is straight up badass. And I think I said it earlier. Badassery there's a lot of it in this one.
Same old energy, baby. History repeats. Same old energy, baby. They'll march you through the streets. Same old energy, baby. They fear what they don't know. Same old energy, baby. You've burned this way before.
This beat is stupid, man. It's fire.
Oh, there we go, the fiberman is stripping all the teeth. They'll cuss you in the lab, but cry your name between the sheets. A healing touch and naked breast, sage and skin of snake. No matter what the good you did, you'll wind up at the stage. She's the highway wreck, but you can't look away. Might haunt you for days, and yet your eyes stay on her sweet flesh, right where shoulder meets wing. On the burnt crust, everywhere she has been. Rise up, oh flame, come join the game. You started a frenzy, but we'll take the blame. The bitch has to tame, goes by no name. Their arsenal's empty, all they got is shame.
Oh boy. Yeah. Thank you again so much for suggesting this one, because this one is right up my alley, and this one is definitely in my bag for sure. This is, I think, going to be the one. It's the last song of the night, and we're going to do it For some reason, the last songs of the nights have been the ones that have been slapping the most lately. So we're going to add this one to the playlist right now just to show you how seriously I am about liking this one. In particular, Kiki Rockwell, Same Old Energy. Yeah, this one was, man, it was definitely really hard to kind of put onto words what this one was making me feel, to be honest with you. I feel like I said a lot of it already, and I feel like I've said a lot of it in just literally a lot of the videos we talked about this stuff in general, where women would not be writing these songs, guys, if this was not still problems. They would not be writing such similar stories on different parts of the planet in different languages and all this different stuff. It was not still a problem. And again, I know there's a lot of guys out there that are not the kind of guys that we're talking about, but somebody had something a little while ago to me that really kind of stuck out with me where I feel like this is kind of like the applicable time to kind of use the same kind of ideology. It's not enough to just not be part of the problem. That you kind of have to be against the problem. And that's where I kind of feel like I stand when it comes to, especially when it comes to these issues, when it comes to the women that we try to love and support on this channel, is that I kind of completely lost my train of thought in the middle of that. It really is hot down here. What was I saying? I was talking about women on the channel. I really did just kind of have a brain frog. I kind of lost my complete train of thought. Where was I going with that? What was I saying? Oh, it's not enough to be just not part of the problem, that you have to be anti. So one of the things that I've always tried to be very supportive of, and I'm trying to be more supportive of in terms of the channel, is to be more or less that vocal, advocate to speak out against that kind of stuff. No matter how much backlash it gets me, I can still try to continue to be a positive supporting voice for the women in the world out there, because it's not enough for just women to talk about their problems. They also need guys to also recognize and also empathize and sympathize and try to come to the table to try to figure out what we can do to make things better. Because obviously what has been working for the last forever history is not working. So we still have work in progress to make. And I don't think it's good enough for us to just have our conversations over here and you have your conversations over there, and we're never going to meet in the middle to figure out how we can help each other. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where I kind of look at it, is I don't need your help, ladies. You know what I mean? Like, I've already had the world given to me, if you will, as in being in the position that I've been in. You know what I mean? Where I understand what the idea of white privilege means. I understand that it doesn't make me upset when somebody refers to me as having that, especially in the country that I live in. You know what I mean? So I understand the nuance behind that, so it doesn't ever bother me. So, being the person who was born with the privilege in America, I think that it's important for me to try to speak and use my voice to help uplift those other people who have been historically pushed down forever. That's it. That's it. That has always been the goal of the Johnny Foxtrot Show, is always to try to uplift those voices. Because I've been told my entire life to shut the fuck up because nobody wants to hear what I have to say, but now nobody can tell me to shut up. Now nobody can tell me to not stand up for people. Now nobody can tell me that I'm wrong about wanting kids to not be sexually abused and sexually taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that makes me a terrible person to try to stand up for people who are basically innocent in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't listen to them, so maybe you might listen to me. That's the way I look at it. And again, not you guys. You guys are very open-minded. You guys are very supportive, and I think that a lot of you guys understand a lot of times where I'm coming from when I say a lot of this stuff. But It does bother me because one of the things that I hate more than anything in the world is segregation. I hate it. Fucking hate it. People have told me I was supposed to fit into a category my entire fucking life that I've never fit into. And so I understand how everybody else feels like I don't fit into that category. You know what I mean? I get it. I totally get it. And as I said, I'm the white guy who was not supposed to have all that. I wasn't supposed to face all those things, but I've been facing it my entire life. So you can't tell me that I don't know what it's like to be an outcast because I've been around it my whole life. I have been one myself. You know what I mean? All of my friends don't look anything like me. You know what I mean? I got my best friend in the whole fucking world. He's my brother. He's the one who looks the closest like me. Every other one of them don't look anything like me. And that's the way I like it because I like people to tell me their stories. I want people to have a different world perspective on their world. And I've made a lot of friends that have had very similar perspectives to mine. Some people have asked me like, Johnny, how the hell do you even hang out with some of these people when their perspectives are so much different than you? Because honestly, in America, man, and when it comes to our jobs, I wouldn't be able to hang out with anybody the way that I talk half the time. You know what I mean? I get labeled pretty quick, pretty fast for just caring about people and for caring that companies take care of their people and that companies don't abuse you and that companies don't do all those things to you. Because I was in the military, man. I didn't have a say. They told me to show up, be there. I was there. I gave my life to them. I didn't give my life to all these other companies. You don't get to use it the same way that I gave my life to the military. So I don't believe in that shit. So I've been on both sides of those fences, and I was the guy who had a very difficult time getting through the promotional pass of being a guy that stood up for the people because nobody likes that. Nobody likes the guy that stands up and says, hey, maybe you guys are taking advantage of the team. This is really probably the wrong thing to do to these people. These people have lives and families. I don't think it's right for us to do this. Sit down and shut up, Johnny. That's how life goes. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting into Ren conversations. Now we're getting into Ren videos. You know, now we're getting into Money Game. Money Game Part 3. It's coming soon. Money Game Part 3 on the way. On the way. All right. Well, guys, it has been fun. You guys have let me rant. We have got through songs. I'd rather wear a suit instead of a dress. My mom would give me shit for that. Yeah, Susie, we could talk all day about some situations like that. I think probably very, very much in the same boats, kind of in that same way, in so many ways, if you will. So I definitely feel for you. Definitely feel for you. I am going to love MG3. Same Army veteran here. Oh, nice to know, Bonnie. Appreciate you for your service. Definitely, for sure. We got a lot of veterans hanging around on the channel, too. So I think a lot of vets also can understand where I'm coming from sometimes with some of that. Because especially if you were enlisted, you know what I'm saying? No offense to LT, because LT is a good guy. You know what I mean? There are good officers out there. There are. I have a handful of them that I still talk to that are good people. But the enlisted corps for sure. That's where my heart's at, baby. That's where my heart's at. We were all in that together. Oh, MG3, Money Game 3. Got it. Yeah. Too many acronyms, man. Somebody was talking about acronyms earlier, and they sound like this band, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know which one they're referencing. But Lauren, I want to appreciate you for hanging out today. Anna, you are always the best. Thank you so much for sharing my video with the Skinner brothers. It made my day to see that today, so I was so happy to see that. Bonnie says my brother was Navy and my cousin was Air Force. Yeah, I was Air Force as well. They like to call me the Chair Force. I was Chair Force until I deployed. You know how quickly that changes. How quickly that shit changes. Everyone join us for the live chat of Slaughterhouse tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Oh, tonight, actually. I think Petty Hendrix's new song is coming out at midnight, so I got to get that up for Friday. So tomorrow I got to get Petty Hendrix out and new Ren 2. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, very, very stoked for that. So Adiva, yes, we got your request on here. I'm gonna get that out for you rather soon. It'll be already available on the live stream, so you can go back and check that and see that already on here. Got that on there for you, ma'am. Elsie, also want to thank you for your sister's service. I believe you did tell me that your sister was a Marine. So yes, thank you for her service as well. Thank you, Cosmic. Thank you, Pixie, for saying that. You guys are also very kind. Yes, Zach, love the reaction. That's fucking fantastic, man. That's so fucking cool. I love that. I'm glad he liked it. You know what I mean? Because I always worried that I'm not really giving the Skinner brothers the greatest reaction that I could, but I'm trying so hard to make sure that I am saying positive things. But I know sometimes my brain has a hard time spinning it out the right way. So I know it can come across the wrong way until I get sometimes the full thought out. So that's why a lot of times when people make those dickhead comments and dip, you didn't even finish what I was saying. You know what I mean? You weren't even really paying attention to what I was trying to say. Because I have removed, and Steve will tell you, that there should not be any kind of content on my channel right now because Steve's been going through the deep dive. And thank you again, Steve, for doing that too, man. I really can't thank you enough for doing that. But Steve's been going through the deep dive to kind of get everything collected of what all reactions I've done thus far to which artists and what songs. And Steve will be able to tell you that there should not be a reaction on my channel that has me basically talking some sort of shit about it, about the song or the artist out there. I think that I got the only ones out there where I did kind of provide that some of that negative kind of feedback that I just didn't really love. I think some of that has been all removed now, so it should be nothing but positivity. So I wanted people to associate my channel with a guy who was talking about positive things about music, not talking shit about it. So I understand that people are going to ask me to do songs that I'm not going to like, and I'm going to have to try to find something good to say about them. But I think for the most part, people understand the way I like and understand and appreciate the way I go about my process. So I feel like that is a big, huge thank you to you guys for helping me kind of mold me into that kind of content creator. I've had a lot of people tell me, and I don't even know this is common, but I've had a lot of people tell me that they like my reaction style. Again, I've told you guys a few times that I don't watch other reactors. The only other reactors I watch are the people I talk about on here. You know what I mean? All the reactors that I watch are none of the people that you guys name because they're all hip-hop reactors. You know what I mean? And they don't do nothing with rock music, nothing with singers, none of that stuff. It's all just hip-hop related. So that's only history I have to go off of. So I don't watch other people, so I don't even know what my style is. So, but Steve gives me a little bit of pat on the back every once in a while. He does a good job of finding a good way to explain what he likes about my content. So it always makes me feel better to read Steve's comments. Oh man. Yes, Lost Hate I think has got IFA wanting in the list of bands that he wants me to check out for sure. I got run out this week. I feel like I'm missing an artist on my list that I really wanted to do this week, but I think it's just Bandmade. I think it's the one that's really probably kind of killing our good old boy Post Kebab over there, which I haven't seen him for a couple of days. He's waiting on that documentary. He's waiting on it. I know he is. So yeah, that's where we're kind of at with that. But all right, guys, I think I'm going to get off here for the night. I'm going to start saying my goodbyes. And again, just thank everybody one last time. My moderators, all of you guys, Steve, Pixie, Anna, Dave, Lorne, Rob from Lost Hate. I'm just going to start calling you Rob from Lost Hate. I don't even know what it means, but it is. Susie, Elsie, Adiva, Bonnie, Renee. Oh, who else showed up today? There's a handful of you guys. So many of you guys. Yeah, just everybody. Aaron, Otab. Yes, everybody who's going to check it out later. Rana was here in the beginning. You know, just thank you, everybody. You know, you guys make this worth doing every single day. So I couldn't do this without y'all and y'all's support. And I just appreciate everything you guys do for me. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your night, and I will see you guys very, very soon. I promise. I will be back soon. I will be around, and make sure to join that Discord, join that Patreon, join that Instagram. I would really appreciate it. So thank you guys all so much. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'm going to start my awkward 5,